Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am super excited to be here with three graduating individuals from How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch. Yes, we have the Shawn A Hall, and she'll tell you what A stands for. We have Pamela Howard, and she'll be talking about some things that's getting ready to happen with all kinds of occasions. And we have Dr. Shirlee Turner, MD. How are you all today, ladies?
Doing great, Kim. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. I'm excited. I feel like a proud parent, everyone, as you come in and grab the virtual seat. You know how you feel like, oh my gosh, we have finally made it to this point. I saw a video recently where this lady was up on the stage and she was shouting and praising the Lord because her daughter was graduating. And the people were like, what is wrong with this lady? That lady could care less. All she knew was that her child made it to that phase of life. And she was on the stage and dancing and dancing. She was an African lady. She was going. And people were like, no, sit down. She was like, oh, no. That's what I feel like today. I feel like when you have a bestie that's graduating and she took your program, that's huge to me to have my friend Pam, who's been my friend for many, many years with eWomen Network and across the journey of life. And we are still connected. Y'all gonna make me cry. And Dr. Shirlee Turner, Dr. Les Brown entrusted her to me. And I just am really grateful, really grateful. All right, I'm not gonna get off my shit. All right, y'all.
You need some Kleenex.
I know, virtually. Look, the funny part is if I can get it through that and then it turns into a black cloth as it comes through the screen. Listen, today, just as you all are grabbing your virtual seats, we want you to know that this is a celebratory time for us to be able to celebrate some individuals that have graduated from a 6-week training program on how to start your own show from scratch. And that's what's happening here today. You can put your comments, your congratulations, your questions throughout the broadcast. We'll be spending this whole hour discussing these individuals. So what we're going to do right from the bat is just take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will be getting right into today's graduation. We'll be right back, everyone, right after this commercial break. I'm excited. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Managing Director of the Charlotte, North Carolina chapter of eWomen Network. I am so excited that you stopped to watch this video. I've got good news for you. You've just discovered an international network of women entrepreneurs who are committed to helping you achieve, succeed, and prosper. We're on a mission here to help 1 million women entrepreneurs each achieve $1 million in annual revenue. Here at eWomen Network, we have a complete success system that supports you every step of the way in building and growing your business. You being here right now is no accident. We're supposed to know about you. We want to meet you to find out how we can help you as well as learn about what you have to offer. With over 500,000 women connected through 118 chapters across the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom, you are never alone. If this is resonating with you, please go to eWomenNetwork.com/Charlotte. Notice too my contact information. I invite you to reach out to me and to check out our upcoming in-person and online events. I'm really looking forward to introducing you to our special community. All right, everyone. So we are back. Make sure you check out eWomen Network. No matter where you are in the country, we would love to have you be a part of the organization. But here today, we are celebrating three great individuals. And I want to take a moment to just introduce them to you. I'm going to let you all share your own backstory, but just give people a little bit of a flavor of who you are. And so as we pull each of them individually, I'll go ahead and start with Shawn A. Hall is a former U.S. Department of Education program specialist who spent years evaluating school districts, schools, and state departments of education throughout the country. Her work has stoked the desire to continue helping families and youth through education. But she graduated from Bennett College, so all of y'all, she loves her Bennett College. She went on to obtain her MBA in International Management from Southeastern University, which is also one of my alma maters as well, and MED in Curriculum and Instruction from the George Washington University. This woman is well matriculated, by the way, y'all. And so I'm not going to share every piece of her backstory, but I'm just so honored that she did start All Roads Education as well. And she believes in a lot of things. We're going to be talking about her show later in the broadcast. Welcome, my bestie, my best friend, Shawn A. Hall. How are you, Shawn?
I am blessed to be here with you this morning, Kimberly, Pamela, and Dr. Turner. This is amazing. It's an auspicious occasion. The A in Shawn A. Hall today stands for auspicious and accomplished, because that's what all of us are, and we have you to thank for it. So thank you, Kim, for this wonderful training. And if you all haven't signed up, make sure you do so today.
Thank you. Tell everybody, Shawn, just some of your backstory, because when people are tuning in to be a part of a new show, they want to know. We're going to go into later in the broadcast, but I just want them to know who you are. Sometimes when people are tuning in, they don't get to always know the backstory of the individual that they're going to be learning from. So share some of your backstory, if you will.
Okay, so let's start it off. I am a product of a single parent household. My mother earned her PhD while I was growing up. So education has always been embedded in the fabric of my life. I was on the campus of Bennett College at 18 months old. All right. So I've always been just kind of around education, if you will. I knew what the availability of education could do for my mother. I watched that and I knew what it could do for others. So growing up, I decided that I wanted to do something for other people because so much had been given to me. When you think about the degrees that I've earned and people say, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money, I paid $0 for that. And so that's a part of my life's passion, is making sure that I can assist families in going to college as debt-free as possible. I am the mother of 4 lovely young ladies ranging from 27 to 12 years old. 3 of those young women are, well, one of them already graduated from college, almost debt-free, but not quite. The other 2 in the middle are going to school debt-free. And the 12-year-old, she's got some work to do because we want to get her there. So that's my passion. Why am I here now? I think I have always been the queen of the reinvent, because let's face it, as women, and if you are a Black woman in particular, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to become like Whitney Houston's I'm Every Woman to make sure that you can survive and make it in this world. And so I've done a lot of pivoting, and my latest pivot has been into the world of podcasting, which we'll talk about a little bit later with my new show, No Holds Black. That's me, Shawn A. Hall.
Y'all, Shawn A. Hall is a whole trip. So if you don't know her personally, you're going to really be peeling back an onion, and it's going to be lots of layers to everything that she shares on her program. So we're going to get into that quite a bit today in this discussion. But any of you over in the comment section that have questions for Shawn, just about her background or her story, anything she's been through, please pop it over in the comment section and we'll make sure that we address it throughout today's broadcast. Shawn, what even made you, because you focused heavily on education. So we're still not going into the details yet of the show, but I mean, when I met you, you were heavily into education to the point where you helped us as a nonprofit organization write a grant that received $1.9 million in government funding. Actually, because of that template grant that she gave, we were able to further go on and use that grant and modify some things here or there to be able to receive an additional $5 million in great grant federal grant funding. So I just want to thank you personally. I don't know if I've ever publicly on a podcast or show, thank you. But you know how you have like the Gail and the Oprah situation? I can be your Gail, or you can be my Gail, whatever we want to be.
Let's get that money. That's it.
I'm so glad that God connected us to be friends.
I am too, Kimberly. And honestly, this is still education. Education is the knowledge of all things, And so we should not be ignorant. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I make no qualms about that. I'm unashamed. And so with that, I believe that God would not have us to be ignorant. And so the way that we gain knowledge is from listening to other people who have done the things that we've not done. I listened to someone say many years ago, I've jacked it and kind of made it my own, that going there can't tell been there how to get there.
Right.
You simply can't. And so if along my journey, I have travailed and traversed some places that people have yet to go, I want to give you the tips and the tools to make your trip just a little bit easier. It's not been easy in this life. I think some of us are well familiar with the poem, Life for Me Ain't Been No Crystal Stair. It hasn't been. But I wouldn't take anything from my journey. Some days, most days I wouldn't, right? But on today, we'll say I wouldn't take anything from my journey. And so doing this podcast, changing again in my life at this point in time was necessary. I am recently divorced, 2 years into it. And because of that, that's another life change. There are things that you have to get used to, rediscovering who you are, who you want to be, and really getting a good understanding of who you've been so that if you desire to be married again, which I do, what things not to do and what things you want to invest more in. So this is a phase in my life where I want to invest more in people because it's not always about what I get, but what I'm able to give.
That's good, Shawn. See, you see what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen when you're tuning into her show. So you're going to hear a whole lot about her show, but I want to give the next person a chance to come on the screen and learn something about beautiful Pam Howard, event and legacy planning specialist. Cooking is in a micro pro grill. Okay, Pam ain't playing. She put everything she could on that lower third. I'm like, now that right there is a person that's maximizing the moment right there. Okay, listen, Pam.
No, I put that up there.
That's funny. I was like, you using every piece of the screen. You ain't playing. Okay, let's see. Pam Howard. Pam, before Pamela's 20 years of event management and facilitating an array of events, she has experienced the event challenges of where you may be today, such as having fabulous ideas, but no money, no budget to support your ideas. She has taken the hard knocks of school with her and her supportive training to become a professional and well-respected entrepreneur that she is now, and has built 4 profitable businesses. And I'll let her talk to you about each of those. Howard and Howard Event Planning is one that I've grown to love, and several others that she'll talk about. Welcome, Pam, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you, Miss Kim. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited. I just want to be real transparent because I know a lot of people know that I had a talk show, which was Event Chit Chat. But, I like to walk in the steps of always being coachable. If you
Right.
ever get to a place where you feel like you know everything, then your growth is going to stop. And so when Kimberly had mentioned this, being able to take her class, I, without hesitation, accepted because, I don't know everything. And she's the expert in teaching you how to start your show from scratch. And I learned so much, so many ways that I can be better to my audience and be a better host to you that's going to be in the virtual studio. So I'm so excited and honored for the opportunity.
Oh, so Pam, tell everybody about your beautiful backstory, because you have a love affair with this wonderful husband and children. Tell us about your life story. Now, I didn't put pictures unless you all personally sent me pictures, but other than that, I'm just letting you share your story because I'm forever being a sleuth on Facebook and putting all pictures I want to put.
Well, with me, most people say what they want to be when they grow up. And I actually did not want to be an event planner. That was not something that I grew up wanting to be. But as I was preparing to get married about 21 years ago, I did all the right things. I sought out for a professional to come out and help me and support me in my planning, tell me the rights, the wrongs, what direction to go in. And unfortunately, I did not receive well from the professional. And so my wedding, preparing for that was a learning experience for me. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart because I owned two salons and a day spa at the time, and I was transitioning into something else. But after going through that experience, I learned several things as a professional. You should always have a plan B, C, and D if you need to. And you always have to expect things to happen and be prepared for them. And unfortunately, the professionals that I had hired was not prepared for that. So that was actually the inspiration for me to actually get into the hospitality industry is that I wanted to be a professional that could represent the industry well and have a plan in place, which formed me to come up with 6 steps to a plan being amazing. Everybody's not a planner, but everybody's always planning something in their life. So
And you see how you learn in the classes, Shawn. Even the students teach other students. So that right there, that right there, just sealed the deal. I'm honored. I'm honored that you learned some things and applied them immediately. Thank you, Shawn A. Hall, for sharing those tips that she just shared too. All right,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
Pam. Now you say
yes,
6 steps to being amazing. I know I've personally
plan
received.
being amazing.
Say it again.
6 steps to a plan being amazing.
6 steps to a plan being amazing. Now,
Mhm.
Pamela, when she teaches you how to be amazing, it's from A to Z as far as where you should be at this phase, the timeline associated with it for you to be to this midpoint, then the timeline. And if any of those things are thrown off, then you really can't expect for your event to be amazing because she's already took and told you how to do these 6 steps if your plan is to be amazing. And I've benefited from that, from learning from you. So I'm grateful that you're my student, but I'm also grateful that you're a coach as well in that regard. So thank you. uh, what what other advice would you give to everybody that's just tuning in? We're today celebrating these 3 individuals that took a training course that I offer called How to Start Your Show from Scratch. And so the individuals today are Pamela Howard, Shawn Hall, and Dr. Shirlee Turner. So thank you all for tuning in. I see some of you may just be joining in. We'll put your comments up throughout the broadcast. Pam, what else about your backstory has prepared you for who you are today, just in life? Any of your backstory that you feel shaped who you are?
So, you've heard the term jack of all trades.
Yes.
I've been the Jane of all trades.
Okay.
I talk and I say that because I learned something from each industry that I've been in. I mentioned earlier that I was a salon owner and had a 2-day spa. That being an owner and having to be over people and be in customer service. I mean, you have to have some really good customer service skills to deal with people, especially when you're in their hair, uh, behind that chair. You learn so much about so many people, and you learn how to build relationships because if any of you go to a hair salon or a barber, I mean, you talk about everything, and sometimes it can get really personal. And so that being in that area taught me how to be a relationship builder, build trust, and longevity in my clients. That was something that I did for over 15 years and retired at that. So, that taught me a lot. I also have a medical background. I used to work in surgery and in intensive care. And that's where my heart for people came. I really enjoyed working with those people that were in distress. You're dealing with families. They feel like they have no hope. And, sometimes you just never know, a kind word can just put a smile on their face or give them hope. Or if they're feeling low, their spirits can be lifted. And,
Yes.
Shawn, I heard you mention how you of a believer of Christ. I too, he is the head of my entire household. I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do if it wasn't for him. Some people, you know, I I'm very modest. I'm not a flashy type person, but I'm very humble, and I like to stay humble, meek like a little child, and be coachable and teachable, to people. So, I really enjoyed my time, 11 years in the medical field and being able to again, relationship builder. I think
Mhm.
everything that I have done previously prior to being an event specialist has really I have been able to sustain what I do because
Mhm.
I know how to be a relationship. I know how to relate to people, and I've been in the shoes of the consumer.
Mhm.
I've been that person that didn't have the right profession. I've been that
Right.
person that was looking to receive something once I did a monetary transaction. I understand what that feels like. And so when I meet people and whatever they've been through, I can honestly say I've been there and this is what you're going to receive. And this is how it's going to be amazing.
Ah, I love it. Y'all see why it's so important for you to get a chance to hear some of the backstory of these individuals because they get a chance to pour out their hearts and who they are, their heart and who they are, and what makes them who God has created them to become. It creates an ambiance and a connection that's at a whole different level. When you're watching their shows from the comfort of your home, you're gonna be like, oh, I can't. mm, Pam, she done been there where I've been. So I know that whatever she's going to say on her show is really going to change my life. She's going to understand it from my customer experience perspective. Thank you, Pam, for sharing that. Shawn, thank you for sharing how your education was free. Everybody can't go about getting no education for free. And so for you to have that skill set and tools in your tool bag, it's like, how she do that? Well, people gonna want to tune in to learn more about how you did that for you, for your children. Let me also give a quick testimony for my child. One of my children, Shawn, helped get over 20 some $1,000 in scholarships because she's laid out the structure. And so what it's not just me and mine, she's doing this for other people and theirs too, if you follow what she's saying. So thank you for sharing some of your backstory, Shawn, too. All right, we're going on right now, y'all, to Dr. Shirlee Turner. See, Dr. Shirlee, I was cordial. I don't know if you noticed this, but I put you in the lineup after I started to start with you first, but you would have been like, that's it. Oh, you know what? When I laid back, I just showed, don't rewind, I just showed my whole gut. Because I'm sitting down and I'm in the comfort of my home. So I got my sneakers and my pants kind of relaxed. Don't do that on your show, okay? All right, and we're not editing it out. What I tell y'all, we're not editing out my gut. Okay. All right, everybody, listen. Shirlee Turner, talk to us, Dr. Shirlee Turner. Tell us who. Wait, let me introduce you a little bit. Let me just get you back. I know you don't want to be front and center until I say you're like, how she do that different? Let's see. Let's see. I love it. I love all different kinds of students. I love you. Okay, let's see. Dr. Shirlee Turner has a very robust background here. She's a successful, accomplished physician with a medical career spanning over 30 years. In addition to serving her country as a medical officer in the United States Navy, she has cared for patients along the entire life spectrum. And those that have experienced joy of hearing the infant's first cry, these are things she's experienced. Joys of hearing the infant's first cry to sorrowing of the witness of the last breath of the terminally ill patient. She is a recognized leader in the medical community, and she has served as regional medical director for one of the largest healthcare companies in the United States, and even went on to become the chief medical officer for a nonprofit provider of hospice and palliative care in her region. I'm not going to go and just read every piece of her story. I know one thing. She is the proud mother of a son, and I'll let her talk about her backstory. Welcome, Dr. Shirlee Turner, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Hi, everybody. Kim, thank you so much for having me. You know, this has been a long journey, which will be part of the story you hear about me, because there is this very difficult piece of me called perfectionism that I have struggled and still am working on to move through. But anyway, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for Kim. I'm grateful for Shawn and Pam, because even in these few weeks, I've learned so much from you all. Of course, it's put me in that place of intimidation again, because I'm like, how do I compare to these amazing women? I can't do it. And I have to keep going back and saying, you are who you are. And God made you to be who you were meant to be. And that's been a journey, because I have not always felt that way. And I'm still working on that. But I'm just grateful. Kim has taught me a lot over a long period of time, because I just I'm struggling. And so I'm just grateful for her patience. It's an amazing program. And I just, anyone who has any interest in becoming part and to impart on people, maybe not even in just a talk show format, but maybe on a speaker platform or whatever, I guarantee you that her course will change your life. So anyway, that's a little bit.
Oh, so tell everybody as far as your backstory. I know you said you haven't really always felt the way maybe other people feel about you. Now, I know some of your backstory, but I would like for you to just, in a transparent mode, share some of the pieces that have made you feel that way.
So like Shawn, my mother was very much strong in the educational field. I actually watched her get all 3 of her degrees. She got her bachelor's, then went and got her master's, and eventually got her doctorate, all with me. And that was no little feat, because I was a handful. I'm an only child, but I, took the work of about 30 of them. So I understand now how much, how hard it was for her to do that. But what it instilled in me on one level were some amazing principles of being disciplined, being determined, being ambitious, striving to learn. And I embodied all of those. And so I immediately went into this phase of everything, had to finish school, had to go to college, had to go to med school, and all these things. Using all of those great principles, but not realizing that deep down inside, I was kind of using them for the wrong reason.
Okay.
Because my whole purpose I realize now, of accomplishing many of those things was to impress, was to meet my mother's expectations, was to make sure that the world saw me in a certain light, because it was really important to my mom about what other people thought. And so I embodied that. So even from a little girl, I can remember everything I did was a performance. Everything I did, every accomplishment I made was because I wanted to make sure, or I was looking for approval. I was looking for someone to say that was a good job. So fast forward, many years, and I've been very successful. I've landed some great jobs, have accomplished what on the outside people would say, you got it going on, beautiful home, cars, what looked like a great family life. And yet I would come home every day crying because something was missing. And so one day at work, so one of the things Kim said, my medical career spanned from pediatrics, that's where I started, but ended in the hospice world. And I remember sitting at the bedside of a patient late at night, and kind of he was in his last days, and we were just having a heart to heart, and I was asking him about his life, and he just stopped me and said, what about you? He said, it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Don't you have a life? And I went to explain, why I'm here, and this is my calling, and this is where, but I got in the car that night and said, oh my God, what happened to my life? Why am I here at 10 o'clock at night? Who am I doing that for? And it was then that I realized that I really wasn't living my life for me. I had spent my entire life living it for other people. And I had done well. And I don't regret the things I did for people.
Right.
But I realized it was time to do it for me. And so about 2 years ago, a journey started for me where I really started just what did Shawn say? Reinventing. I started reinventing, or actually not really reinventing, deconstructing that person I had created to start building the person God created me to be. So,
wow. I'm going to put this picture back up because the greatness in you, you are a contributing author in this book, along with Dr. Les Brown and John Tellerico. So I would love for you to just talk about that for a second as well.
So that was, again, part of this beginning of that journey. And it's one thing I've learned, that when you put yourself and your mind in a space of really doing something, the universe will make things fall in place for you. And so when I made a decision to start making changes, someone who had worked with Les Brown reached out to me and asked me, would I be interested in contributing to this project? And of course, my first response was absolutely not, because I had never written anything in terms of in a book. And again, that perfectionist, like, I can't do anything that's not going to be, but I also realized where I was in my life. And I said, you know what? It's time to start working on me. So I was able to participate in that project, but in doing so, it really required a lot of introspection and looking at, because the title, The Greatness in You, even though it looked like there was a lot of greatness, in all transparency, I wasn't seeing the greatness in me. And so having to write that chapter in that book helped me to really dig down and figure out, one, why you didn't feel great, but two, how to pull that out and how to show and really highlight God's plan, because we're all great in his eyes.
That's right.
And I had done him a disservice by not accepting that. So that helped me really start launching this whole journey. And again, as Kim mentioned earlier, that's how I connected with Kim. And so, yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been a blessing.
And then I know you had sent in a couple of pictures, so I want to make sure I put this one up right here before we go on. Tell us about him.
So Chaz Man Moss, as he calls himself, is the absolute love of my life, and he's absolutely my why. When, again, growing up in a time where everything had to be perfect, and all in transparency, again, when you're at the doctor's office and you're informed that your child is not going to be perfect. I found out my child had Down syndrome. And of course, I first asked, how in the world could that be? Because everything has to be perfect. And so that was a struggle. That was a long it wasn't 9 months, because I ended up giving birth a month early, because he just was very impatient, as he has continued to be in this world. But I've learned so much through him. And so when things get really hard, and when things get to a place where I'm not going to lie, sometimes I just want to throw in the towel and say I'm done. I remember him. And I remember that God gave me him. And I also remember that he didn't give him to me just to be a parent, but I believe he also gave him to me to learn from him. And so if anyone knows me, and those of you out there who do know me know that my life revolves around his life. I have had to, again, Kim being the balance doctor, I've learned how to start balancing some of that, though, because, between work and him, that was my life. There was no me. And so now he even helps me. He keeps my schedule where he knows I need to do and take care of myself. And so, yeah, that's my boy. That's my young man. Because if he watches this and hears me call him a boy, it's all over.
No, it's over. It's over. It's over. So I'm really glad that you took the time to just expound on some of your backstory. And again, everybody put it in the comment section. Does this make a difference when you're hearing the backstories of these individuals that you'll be tuning into? So today we are celebrating these three individuals who are graduating from how to start their own show from scratch. And that's what we're talking about today. For those of you that are just tuning in, Kelly Joyner said, hey, can't wait for Shawn Hall's show to come out. So glad you're able to join me this evening with this venture, this morning, or what is it now? Yeah, still morning. What? Yeah, it's all still morning. Oh my gosh. Okay. So glad. Okay, absolutely. Kelly said, so glad to have you. Thank you, Mackenzie Backstage, for popping these up. Dr. Peggy said, congratulations, graduates. She's also a graduate as well. She said, hey, Kim Jacobs. Y'all, she has some great pearls and tips for women that you definitely want to tune into over there as well. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. I see lots of comments. Michael Freeland, thank you. I can be reached at allroadseducation@gmail.com. Michael Freeland, who is the author of Free Your Mind Real Estate, the real estate that we have that goes on in our mind. You want to connect with Michael Freeland. I actually met him for the first time face to face recently in Kansas City, Missouri, and I am so honored that I had the opportunity to meet you, Michael Freeland, face to face. And he makes some great, what are them, sugar cookies? That's like Christmas cookies with glitter stuff. Some good stuff. All right. Anyway, good morning. My mom said, happy Monday. Be blessed, everybody. Okay. Anybody else? Comments? Mommy, I love you, love you, love you. As you all continue to pour your comments, congratulations to each of you all that are graduating today. You beautiful ladies, Evangelist Claire Walton said. And lots of more comments will continue to flow in. Hello, my cousin Veronica is on. She said, hey, everybody. How are you all? Glad to have you, V. Innovative ideas, ladies. These people need what you have. Keep developing your minds, is what Michael Freeland said. Yes, she is awesome. Talking about Shawn A. All right. Congratulations. All right. Yeah. So let's keep things moving. These individuals took a training that's called How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch. And so our next group training is coming up, and it's literally in a few days here. I'm not waiting until the new year to kick things off, because I've learned from Sandra Yancey, actually, who is with eWomen Network. She founded the organization to get a jump start on your year. Almost like it catapults you and gives you more momentum going into the new year. So we do have a group training right now, starting in the next few days. If you're watching this as a replay, because I will replay this throughout the year, then just jump on board with whatever training is happening at that time. But we take 5 students, and those 5 students, we go through a 6-week course together virtually, right from the comfort of your home. So you don't have to be anywhere or wherever you want to be. You can be in your jammies. You can be whatever you want to do. Some people come to eating at dinner, whatever. But I recommend you come taking some notes, because it's going to be important for you to have that. But make sure that you know that you can call 704-962-7161. And you can also email kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. If you refuse to go into the new year not getting that training kicked off, 1 week, we can only start 1 week before, but you'll have 1 week of training going into the 6-week training before we start the new year. I would like for each of you ladies, if you would, to just give people, this is going to record it here or whatever, so I'll capture it and share it with people. What is it that you would recommend? Why would you even recommend people take this training course? So I'll start with you, Dr. Shirley, this time. Go, you first.
So given my background, and maybe some people can resonate with that, having structure and support from people who can encourage you. I know there's a lot of ways you can learn. As we said, education is abound. But what Kim does is really looks at your situation individually and where you might be struggling, because she surely tapped into all of my areas of struggle and helps you break through that. It's not just about getting on a camera. It's not just about all the technology involved, even though she walks through all of that with you. A lot of it is giving you what's up here. The gentleman you said, the real estate up here. What I appreciate about Kim is she doesn't just focus on the technicalities of having a talk show, but she talks about the technicalities of you and what's important in you and where you need to grow in order to move forward. And you see that even with the other students. So sometimes she may not be addressing you particularly, but I've learned so much when she's has had information and advice for some of the other students. So I think I may probably just take it again, because I still I won't have to graduate again, but you know how you just kind of take another class just because I need that. It has meant so much to me personally in terms of my own personal growth. So that would be my suggestion.
That's funny you say that, because guess what? Once you take your pay for your seat or whatever, you don't. And I don't keep charging you over and over and over again. So Dr. Shirley, you're a perfect example because you've already been in the training before and you came back. And I'm not like, well, that's going to be a new fee. That's going to be, it's just, come on, let's fold you into another class and let you get additionally what you may need. So you're speaking truth.
And each class, I continue to learn more. It's kind of like every time you read a book, every time you read it, something new jumps out at you. And so I grew each time to the point that I finally accepted, okay, Kim, I will graduate, because if you'd have just asked me, I'd have said, no, I'm still not ready. But every time I just said, okay, she's helping me to get to that space. So
that's so funny. Okay. We're going to go with the person that we all said was like the class snob in a good way. That's because
no, we did not.
Oh, you're about to show my stomach again. The point is, we all felt like Pam was like super duper thoroughly prepared in a good way, y'all. Not, and when I say snob, is snob a bad word? Pam. Oh, that was okay. Scratch that. It's the queen snob in a good way. I don't know how to word it.
No, I'm just gonna say maybe this will help because I'm in Mountain Standard Time, so we would meet in the morning. It was 0600. The sun wasn't even up when I'd get in, and we would get on the screen, and Pam would have this glam in her background and lights and camera and action, and of course, for me, once again, oh heck, I can't compete with this. So that's what I mean. The glam. I mean, she was always.
Yes, glam is the word. I should say glam.
It was like she could. I kept asking. I don't even know why she's in this class. She got all this going on. But anyway, so I would say she was the glam queen because
glam. Maybe that's a better word. Sorry.
And it was amazing because it gave me ideas even for backgrounds and things like, oh my God, that makes such a difference. So once again, when you're in this class, you got people to show you. But anyway, let me shut up. This is about Pam. But I just wanted to say that's the impact it had on me every 6 o'clock in the morning when I got on.
Shawn, were you going to say something too?
I was just going to say Pam is the stay ready specialist. Bishop Jake says, get ready, get ready, get ready. No, Pam stayed ready, stayed ready, stayed ready. So whenever she got on, every single time she had the background, she had her mic, she had her lighting, she had everything. Even though it was a class, she was showing you what's already possible. And that was very and is very inspirational to me. So thank you, Pam, for staying ready so that you didn't have to get ready.
Yeah, so I was attempting to compliment you, even though I must have clearly used the wrong word, because Shawn and I, we're besties. So sometimes I'll be intending a certain word and she'll be like, Kim, that's not what that means. And she'll give me the new word. And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm trying to say, not what I was saying. So the point is, I'm complimenting you to say that you were one of my premier, that's the right word. Yeah. One of my premier distinguished students that I'm most proud of, dear woman of God, Pam. That's what I should say. Okay. So let's go to you, Pam. Now, of course, today you don't have your background on, right? Isn't that funny how it works? You've had your background on all 6 weeks. And now today you're at work and you don't have the background downloaded in a cell phone and all of that. So y'all have to tune in to see the glam up of what Pam offers with her new show. Talk to us, Pam, and tell us, would you recommend the training to people? And what was your takeaway?
I definitely would recommend the training. Definitely. I'm so glad that you put the time that I could actually be there. And I would recommend it. Everything that everyone's talking about, my pupils. Did I say the right word? I'm trying to think. Anyway.
Don't worry, I didn't already say the word that doesn't matter.
Everyone that was in the class with me, my sisters that was in the class with me, that's kind of jigging at me with my background, but you were that inspiration, Kim. Every time I learned something, I was taking notes, I was writing stuff in my notes, and I was just going ahead and doing it, even creating, the web page for the show, and all of it just came together. The words that you shared as we were coming up with the name, that name and the visual had to go together. And I worked really hard because of you. So you were the inspiration for all of that. And as I stated earlier, me having a show, like that show was just something that I did from the heart. But now you have given me more purpose with it. And so it doesn't matter if you've had a talk show or a podcast before. Like I said, you can always learn something from the expert. And I guess I am kind of showing those results from what I learned.
Wow. Okay, I have no idea you all are going to say these things like that. Now, I didn't pay them, y'all, or anything to say these. It's their real experience. So whatever they're experiencing is what they're on here talking about. They never even said these things to me in class, so I didn't even know this is how you all feel. So thank you for those comments. Let's see. Your phone is turned sideways, Pam. So I'm gonna remove you for a second. Okay, did it come back up? Yeah. Okay.
A student of a coach, of a consultant with me, even with my health coaches, I want to make my coaches, my professors, my teachers proud. Like, as an expert, you spend a lot of time doing research and preparing yourself to present something to someone that entrusting their hard-earned work money into you. And I really don't take that lightly. And so if you're going to take time out to pour into me, I want to show you that I'm listening and that it's working.
Wow.
And that way if I'm doing something and you see it and you be like, just like you told me earlier, you're going to have to fix that camera. You're going to have to pull that up a little bit, but that's how we learn. That's how we grow. And as a consultant myself, it makes me feel some kind of way in a very good way when I see people that's actually utilizing the tools that I'm giving them. So, I don't take that lightly. When you take your time out to pour into me and all the others, I want to show that, I'm listening and that it's appreciated.
My mom said, y'all leave Pam alone. Pam is always ready. Bottom line, always ready. Hey, Pam. Kim is awesome. I was on pause right now due to my husband being his primary caregiver. She's been married, I think, for over 50 years, and her husband has dementia, and she's been working with him as a caregiver, and she still was showing up, meaning Dr. Peggy, at the trainings as faithfully as she could. And so I just commend you, Dr. Peggy. You are a woman and a warrior of God. All right, let's go to you, Shawn. Shawn, any thoughts on what you would take away from this program, and would you recommend it to others?
Yeah, I definitely would recommend the program to others. If you were on the show a little bit earlier when I said that going there can't tell, been there, how to get there, that's Kimberly, right? You might have an idea of being on podcasts, and I thought, okay, get a camera, get up there, talk. It's so much more than that. And when you have, and all of us do, we have a limited information, education in different areas. This is not my expertise. This is Kim's world, though. And so one of the things that I would say is if you're looking to get into podcasting and you want to do it with excellence, I am a big believer. Whatever you're going to do it with excellence or don't do it. My grandma used to say, you wake up every day being average. Okay. You wake up being average. And so our goal should be, as we progress through the day or through our lives, is to excel, to be superior. And I believe that Kimberly helps you to be superior in your craft, in what you're looking to do as a podcaster and as a person who's giving out information, because people are coming to hear you talk. They're coming to hear you give not just your opinion, but to give them some information. And so to have a coach, a mentor, a sponsor, and I think at various points, she's all three of those, you get a better sense of who you can be as a professional. And so if that's where you're looking to go, if you're looking to up your game in the new year, don't wait. Get started today, because tomorrow's not promised. And so learning that from Kimberly, if I could just take a little bit of liberty, her putting this show forth at a time in her life where things were falling apart, if you will, showed me a strength that I had not seen before. I know that if I had lost one of my children, dreams be damned. I'm not thinking about doing nothing else. I'm not going to do it. I need to take a moment for me. But I believe that this show has continued to be a therapy for her. I've seen it be therapy for other people as they've gotten on here. And because of Kim's resilience, because of her transparency and vulnerability, it's allowed her show audience to see her heart, but also to see the hearts of her guests. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the show. And I would say it's had a tremendous impact on my life. So thank you, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Shawn, you had all of that to say. Man, you talk every day for the most part.
I know.
We fall asleep on the phone sometimes, and you ain't never said this to me.
Hey, it's for always a surprise. So there's always a little bit of a surprise with me. You know that. You know that.
Okay. Y'all, if you know that you are interested in taking this training program, go ahead and grab one of the last 2 seats that we have right now. Get yourself secured, 704-962-7161 or kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. All right, we're going to transition. I'm not taking any more commercial breaks because I know how important this timing is. So we're going to transition, and I want people to know what they can expect when they tune into your show. Now, remember, you're talking to what we did in the training, who you're talking to. And oh, by the way, we will not have snobs that graduate from our program. I've learned the correct definition of it over here. I was like looking it up. I said, well, what is it? It's a person with an exaggerated respect for high social position or wealth who seeks to associate with the social superiors and dislike people or activities regarded as lower class. That is so opposite of who Pam is. Pam regards everyone higher than she regards herself. So I don't know what definition I was coming up with, but I've learned. Thank you so much. And I did put the picture up of Dr. Shirley's family. And so I do, and I know Shawn and Pam, y'all are like, oh, you send no picture, whatever, but I don't care. I send my own pictures up. Because I'm like, I ain't going down like that. Here goes Shawn. I just want to put this picture of Shawn and some of my godchildren. These are my god girls over there. And I absolutely love them, and her mom. And they're celebrating a family dinner. So I just want to say, hey, girls. I love y'all. My nieces over there. I love you, love you, love you. All right. All right. And let me put another picture up too. I'm over here doing my own thing while y'all were talking.
We see.
I was like, we ain't getting off this show and I don't put these. And Pam, Pam got her whole cover screen with her family. So let me put this family up, the Howard family. So if you haven't met Dwayne and Gabby and all her children, then definitely you are in for a treat. She is a wonderful Proverbs 31 woman, and I'm just so honored to have you, Pam, be on this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and graduating from our program. Okay, I hope y'all didn't mind me doing that.
It's fine.
No.
Okay, thank you. And
I'm a new grandma.
That's right. Now you're gonna make me go back over there and find a grandbaby. I don't know. I gotta find it. All right, tell us about your show. What people can expect when they tune in. Shawn, let's start with you. Go.
All right. Listen, I'm a Black girl. It's obvious, right? And there needs to be a safe space for Black people and Black women. There, I said it. And so No Holds Black is going to be that space. It's going to air on Mondays at 10 p.m. After you get home, take off your shoes, get your dinner, get you a cup of whatever you're going to get and park it with me. And let's unpack the day and all events, all areas and all aspects that impact your life as a Black woman, as a Black person, and as an ally of Black people. Because DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion is not dead. It's just retooling, revamping. And I want you to retool and revamp with me as I host No Holds Black, and I take you on a journey of all things Black.
Y'all put some comments over in the comment section. Drop the mic. Just drop the mic. This woman is getting ready to take y'all on a journey. And I said everybody's name. Okay, Shawn, y'all, she is a whole trip. So she's gonna be going in. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna be just a general conversation. She's gonna be giving you the business. She's gonna be clapping back if people say something and be like, no, how about this fact? She's going to share her own facts, the real facts that she found that contradict what you said. So all of that.
Can I give you one tip right now? No Holds Black. One of my favorite things, if you are a Black woman especially, and I have learned this, don't just have one bank account. Y'all, life happens. It comes at you fast. And perhaps you've been in the predicament where you've not needed to have more than one bank account. But if you've ever had this happen where your bank account was overdrawn and you had no money, and somebody was gracious enough to Cash App, Venmo, Zelle you some dollars, and you were excited until you remembered that you were overdrawn. And so the money that you thought you were going to get, you didn't get. That's why you have more than one bank account, so that when someone says, let me be a blessing to you, they can bless the other account. And I'm not telling you not to pay this other account up. You will, but we won't be paying it today with that blessing.
Y'all are going to learn all kind of tips over there from Shawn A. Hall. She's going to always keep it fresh for you and new and exciting. All right, let's go to you, Dr. Shirlee Turner. Talk to us and tell people what they can expect from your new show. What's the name of it?
So the name of the show is Live Your Life Now. Not everybody else's, but living your life now. And the premise pretty much of the show is that I just want to encourage people to, one, make the most of every day, because like Shawn said, tomorrow is not promised to us. Life is happening, as Peggy mentioned in the messages, and you confirmed, life happens. Mm-hmm. And if we try to wait till life is perfect, you won't ever get anything done. So you don't want to wait. You don't want to go till tomorrow. You want to do it now. And so I think, particularly in the beginnings of the show, I really just want people to start looking at whose life they're living. Whose expectations are they trying to meet? Who have they been trying to impress? Who have they been trying to prove something to? Because maybe at some point in your life, you were told you couldn't do something. Maybe at some point in your life, you failed at something. And for some reason now you feel like you got to make all that up. Maybe you didn't complete something and you feel like, oh my gosh, So my whole purpose is to help people identify, first of all, you may not be living your life, because I didn't realize that. I had no clue. I was living. Whose life else was that? Well, it wasn't mine. And so I want people to know that, you know what, we weren't born to live someone else's dream. Even though many of us want to make someone happy, make someone proud, but there is a boundary with that. And so those expectations, whether they're coming from your family, they're coming from your friends, they're coming from the world, or even, you know what, they're coming from you, they can be like invisible chains that are holding you back. And so I just want the program is going to address that. It's going to have people who have broken those chains in all areas of their life, careers, relationship, spiritually, whatever has held you back because you weren't just being authentic to yourself. That is what I want to hopefully impart on people. And as I had mentioned to somebody else, it's not going to be just a talk show. It's really going to be a call to action. So it's not a show for you to just sit and watch and cheer and say, yeah, right on, girlfriend. It's to say, hey, I need to make some changes. And one of the things that I've learned to live, and Kim has helped me with that, and Mr. Brown certainly kind of got me through here, is, and still working on that, don't let today's fear steal tomorrow's happiness. And I'm going to end with that.
Drop the mic, y'all. Live your life now. Live your own life. Your best life. Don't let anybody else dictate the outcome of your destiny. And Pam, I put it in the private chat. We're going to be ending at 12:10 at the latest. Everybody just stay with us. I have just a couple of congratulations things at the very end, and we're going to all get off right at 12:10. I just want y'all to know the time frame, because the show went a little bit longer today, and I like to respect time frames. All right. And I tell the students that as well. Pam, tell us about your new show and what people can expect.
Well, I want to welcome everyone to tune in on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the Occasion Station. The Occasion Station is going to be your one-stop destination for all things eventful and inspiring. So I'm going to be the host, and I'm going to be sharing insight on how to spark your creativity. I'll be doing a lot of planning tips, creative culinary ideas, wellness inspiration, and mindset empowering. So whether you're planning a special event, or just looking to live life with a little more intention, you've come to the right virtual place. If you tune in to the Occasion Station, and we're going to make every moment an occasion worth celebrating.
Oh my gosh, and I'm lingering, keeping you on the screen lingering, y'all. When y'all tune into the Occasion Station, Pam has something prepared for every aspect of this journey called life, even if it's from newborn situation to the grave, and celebrating even beyond in their transition to heaven. This woman has something that's going to cover the whole scope of life. And you're going to be so proud that you tuned in to learn these tips that's going to take stress off of your life. It's going to be like, whew, I finally found, almost like the matchmaker of occasions. I don't know. It's like, you know how they have the matchmakers for couples and stuff? It's like, no, y'all need the matchmaker for the occasions that's going to be happening in your life. Because you don't want to go through that alone when you have Pam who can take you on that journey. I love it. All right.
I guess I'm still taking notes.
Oh, you still taking notes? Yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all in advance that y'all gonna have some. You gonna buy. You can list it almost like different little rules or whatever you want to call it. But you want to put it as something that Shawn Hall is going to be when you bring your notebook the first day. Put just number 1. Just put number 1, and then just keep on going, because she's gonna drop y'all some things that you're gonna fill up a whole book filled with all of these tips and strategies that you're gonna learn how to handle being a Black person in America.
Yeah.
You want to get your mind right, ranging from politics. She can go at it with politics. Y'all get ready. She's gonna have all kinds of different opportunities for a discussion from both sides. So she's not going to just be the person that has just this one-sided perspective, but she's going to give you a chance to share why you're saying what you're saying. And then guess what? She's going to whoop! She's going to shut it down. Just jokes. Just in a good way. You're going to feel like, I can't compete with that right there. And Dr. Shirlee, focusing on living your own life, the life you were supposed to have. What about you? Not what everybody else said. If I want to have my hair braided with my sunshades on, I'm going to do me. Live your life. Live your best life. Your life. Now. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Right this minute. All right, y'all, let's get, we're going to go on. Oh, we are having a fun time. I do have to take a quick second to tell you all that the Kim Jacobs Show, as we're closing out the end of this year, if you haven't taken a time to partner with us throughout the entire year, take a moment today. The year is coming to an end. Donate to the Kim Jacobs Show and be a part of partnering with us to allow this program to continue to thrive Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The only way we keep programming of bringing balance to the world, into your household, to bring better balance, is by contributions from community members like yourselves. So these are some of the ways you can support our broadcast. Make sure you take a picture and support us today. We appreciate it. All right. And I will say this too, because there are people that are looking to get tax write-offs for 501c3 nonprofit organizations. And sometimes you have companies that will match those funds. I know we're here celebrating, but it's also the end of the year. So I want to let you know that Gabe's Heart Foundation is a 501c3 organization. We raise funds for defibrillators to be put in public spaces. So make sure you submit a contribution and we'll be able to get your tax write-off information to you with the tax ID. GabesHeart.org, GabesHeartFoundation.org. You can send your donation there. All right. We are transitioning now to the most important part of today, and that is the certificates of our individuals that are graduating from How to Start Your Show from Scratch. So I normally play some music here, but I'm going to play it a little lower. Someone told me it was too loud the last time. We can't play the formal graduation song because it's copywritten. So we're going to play. Can y'all hear it? Please, can you hear my voice as well? Allow me to present to you the graduating class of December 23rd, 2024 how to start your own show from scratch, whether you want it to be an audio show, a video show, or a network-ready show. It's a universal program that teaches you how to start your show and all in one swoop. And today's certificates are being presented to... So you also learn some things because I cut the music off so y'all can hear the names here. So let's present our certificates to Shawn A. Hall, the certificate of completion. The Kim Jacobs online course, How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch, is presented to Shawn A. Hall. December 23rd, 2024. From me, Kim Jacobs. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for creating these certificates for me today. I really appreciate you. All right, congratulations. Y'all pop some congratulatory comments over there so we can pop them up. And let's go to this next certificate. Is presented to Pamela Howard right here on December 23rd, 2024, from the How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch program. We are so glad to present the certificate to you, Pamela Howard. Congratulations to you. Oh, get that occasion ready. All right, all right. You're an awesome teacher and instructor. I love you. I love you too, Mommy. I love you, love you, love you. All right, let's see. You can take the comment down for a minute, Mackenzie, backstage. Thank you for working with me. Take all the comments down for 1 second. All right. Certificate of completion is going to Dr. Shirlee Turner on How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch, presented December 23rd, 2024 to Dr. Shirlee Turner. Congratulations, Dr. Shirlee. You graduated, girl. You's done graduated. I know you'll be back in class next week, right? I'll be like, is that one of the students? Oh, she's always a student, ever learning. Okay, okay, okay. All right, y'all. Now, Mackenzie, pop all the comments real quick, real quick. We're going to close this episode out by showing you a flood of congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you all. So happy for you all. Dr. Peggy said, congratulations. Fellow classmates, Shirley said, let's keep them going. Congratulations, Pam and Shirley. All right, all right, all right. Much love, Dennis Bragan said. Much love to you. Much love to you. Pam, I am definitely going to be watching. Yes, my mom will be right there, girl, taking notes. Kim is like a professional. Wait, you took that comment down too quick. I don't know. Okay, what time is it? We get up. Okay, we did everything we can. She's like a proud mama. Yes, yes. It's 12:10, y'all. See y'all Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Congratulations, graduates. I love you. Take it away, Mackenzie. Close us out. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard